Hey, welcome to World Entertainment, and we all know the old slogan of you can't polish a turd. You can keep trying, but it's still a turd. And that seems to be the case now with DC under James Gunn and Peter Safran, because as much as they keep polishing and polishing and polishing, it sounds like all we're still remaining with is a turd, because this thing is an absolute disaster. It's absolute chaos behind the scenes from what we have just been told and heard. Now, we know Superman is on its way. We get that in July. And that's it. That's all we're getting movie-wise for the DCU this year. And we've only gotten the one show so far, which was Creature Commandos, which nobody talks about. It didn't exactly light the whole entertainment sphere on fire. And we, of course, will be landing some stage, I think, in August, or maybe before Superman. We get Peacemaker Season 2, which I also don't think anyone particularly cares about. But we know there was a slate of projects that were announced, and every now and again it seems to be contradicted that, oh, it's still absolutely happening, oh no it isn't, oh it absolutely is, oh we never said it was, oh we said it would only happen this way. And now we're getting more clarification of what should actually be happening and what is now being put on the back burner to possibly not even be happening at all. And it's just like, wow, you guys really have made an absolute clusterfuck of this by announcing so much things, this 8-year project, and so far it seems to be in chaos already, that it's an absolute disaster. You cannot make up your mind already, and you don't even have a movie out yet. So let's have a look at this article, and there is some updates that we can look at as well, just to show you kind of the state of this. So this is saying, there has been a lot of news from the DC studios in the past several days. Some of it has been great, some of it has been less than great, and some of it is somewhere in the no man's land of interpretation and opinion that lies between the two. Some of it is a bit concerning when it comes to how this universe is coming together. Ideally, this universe will mimic what happens in the comics with standalone stories, crossovers, and huge crisis-style events. We don't want a carbon copy of the MCU, but they are both based in comic books. And here's the thing, right, that this says. Let's quickly go over some of the news recently broken. So this happened apparently over the weekend and stuff, I think, and some of it a little earlier. But this is just shows you the state that this thing is in. How much was announced and how they just don't know how to go about things. And where contradictions and stuff come in. So, Matt Reeves still hasn't finished the script for The Batman, which isn't entirely surprising considering the huge delay. Now, that part, the person who wrote this article, I don't know what the hell that is supposed to mean. He still hasn't finished the script for The Batman, which isn't surprising because of the huge delay. What huge delay? I don't understand that part. Are they trying to say the movie's delayed? Well, it's not exactly delayed if they don't have a script. If it's delayed because it doesn't have a script, it's not surprising that he hasn't finished a script. Like, you see what I mean? It's like, you wrote that strange, but as for this, he still hasn't got a script. That's James Gunn saying that. We don't actually know. He might, and they might be constantly asking him to change it. But anyway, that's the first part. Then it says, Gunn said it's not the plan to have Patterson become the DCU's Dark Knight, but they clearly haven't ruled it out either entirely. The Brave and the Bold is in active development, but that doesn't mean much as it's been in active development for quite a long time. Gunn said it's possible that Batman could appear in a different DCU project before his own, even though they haven't cast anyone as the Caped Crusader yet. Clayface has once again been confirmed to be a body horror movie that someone not interested in superhero content could watch and enjoy. Gunn and Safran seem to be contradicting each other to appease the fans who want standalone projects and the fans who want crossovers. Waller seems to have hit a brick wall. The Authority has seen very little to no progress. Swamp Thing doesn't seem to have made much progress. And Booster Gold has actually backtracked. They had a showrunner, but that person has dropped out. However, on the upside of things, Teen Titans is moving forward with Anna, or however you pronounce her second name, writing the script. The woman who wrote The Flash, I believe she was involved with. And she's working on Supergirl as well. So watch out. Safran also cryptically said that Matthew Orton is working on something similar to a Deathstroke / Bane story, but seemed to imply that story doesn't exist. So work that one out. So it's saying clearly things aren't as organised as they could be over there at DC Studios. And all the news could be paraphrased as Gunn and Safran saying, "I don't know, we'll see what happens." It seems to be a bit of a chaotic start to the DC Studios, but maybe there's a reason for it. Gunn has stated before that projects will not be greenlit without having a script attached to them first. It's an interesting strategy and the benefits of it are clear. Projects won't end up in development hell like Marvel's Blade reboot that may or may not happen, or The Flash, which resulted in a less than stellar project with a few bright spots. The irony of them putting in The Flash there when they said your woman, Anna, whatever her name, is writing the Teen Titans movie. Again, they're saying, keep that in mind, she's working on a script, writing it, okay, and they've only announced Teen Titans is moving forward. How, if they've said no projects are getting greenlit until a script is written and confirmed to be happening? Now, as for Waller, the Authority, and the Swamp Thing, well, we have more clarification on those, and some of them don't seem to be sounding like they're actually happening, because it should be quite concerning what you hear from this. So, talking to the press, co-CEO Peter Safran said of the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker spin-off, Waller, "We've taken a couple of cracks at it, but still haven't been able to land. Waller has been a bumpy road." So right there, they're saying they can't figure out how to do the script. It's almost like they went, we kind of overthought this idea with this character, didn't we? Maybe she's not all that interesting. Either way, they seem to be stuck on what the hell to do with that. So then this also says the Authority, meanwhile, is not the furthest along, according to James Gunn. Subsequently, hasn't been made much of a priority. Safran explained, "It is a very big movie if you're going to do it properly. Some of the story elements perhaps that are in Superman and some of the other films we fast-tracked step a little on the Authority," i.e. the Authority members of it show up in Superman, and clearly they're indicating will show up in other projects. But it's interesting there that the movie that was the first thing they announced, remember that? That movie was meant to be the first movie, and then they said it would be the second movie. Now it's the case of it's not even a priority, i.e. it sounds like they've just went, we're not making this movie. It doesn't sound like that one's actually going to happen. Then this one is interesting because it says, "It seems work on Swamp Thing has also slowed, as Gunn said they only talk to filmmaker James Mangold occasionally about the movie." So they're not even talking with the director that's meant to be working on Swamp Thing. And James Gunn kept going, "Oh, he's got such a great idea, and oh yeah, this and that, and we're definitely moving forward with it." And now it's the case of we don't even talk to him. Very rarely do we actually talk to him. The thing is a disaster. It's clear cut that it's a disaster. And it maybe they're starting to say, hey, stop announcing things. Stop trying to say this is the next thing happening, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's actually Warner Brothers saying this to them because they're probably saying, look, if Superman fails, we are not moving forward with this crap. There's no way they're going to move forward. Like, what is the point in making more movies if Superman fails? Superman absolutely crashes and burns and nobody takes to it. Then Supergirl is doomed right out the gate. And everything else will be a disaster. Because if Superman's not bringing asses to seats, nothing else that they're going to do is bringing asses to seats. So as you can see in here, it looks like it's an absolute disaster behind the scenes. That they just announced this gigantic slate, and so far you're getting 2 things that were actually on that slate, which are Superman and Supergirl. Otherwise, all you were getting was the smaller things like Creature Commandos on the small screen. It's a mess. Maybe James Gunn wasn't the right choice. Who knows? We'll find out. So, with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.